Have you ever stopped to think about how paper changed everything? From love letters to legal documents, from books that shaped empires to the napkin you scribbled on last night, paper has carried our thoughts, our stories, and our history. But where did it begin? Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of paper, how it was invented, how it spread, and how it quietly built the foundation of our modern civilization. This is built by history, and this is the story of paper. Long before paper existed, humans still had things to say, and they got creative. The earliest records were scratched onto clay tablets in Mesopotamia. Egyptians used papyrus, made from reeds pressed and dried in sheets. In other parts of the world, people wrote on animal skins called parchment or vellum, strong but expensive and time-consuming to make. These materials worked, but they weren't practical for mass communication. They were bulky, heavy, and limited to the elite. Humanity needed something better, something cheap, portable, and easy to produce. The invention of paper is credited to Kai Lun, a court official in Han Dynasty China, around the year 105 AD. Now, historians believe forms of paper may have existed earlier in China. But Kai Lun was the one who standardized the process and brought it to the imperial court. His method? Brilliant in its simplicity. He took mulberry bark, hemp rags, and old fishing nets, mashed them into a pulp, and spread the mixture onto a flat screen. After draining and drying, what remained was a thin, durable sheet. The first true paper. It was cheap. It was easy, and it was revolutionary. At first, the art of papermaking was a closely guarded Chinese secret. For over 500 years, China led the world in paper production, but no invention can stay hidden forever. By the 8th century, Chinese papermakers had been captured in Samarkand, a city in modern-day Uzbekistan, during a war with the Islamic world. These skilled prisoners shared their knowledge, and paper quickly spread across the Islamic Empire to Baghdad, Cairo, and Spain. Muslim papermakers improved the process by introducing linen rags and water-powered mills, which made production faster and more efficient. Then came the Europeans. By the 13th century, paper was being made in Italy and France. Still, parchment and vellum were preferred by the elite. That changed with one massive technological leap. In the mid-1400s, a German goldsmith named Johannes Gutenberg invented the movable type printing press. Without paper, this would have been useless. But with it, books could finally be mass-produced. The very first major book printed this way was the famous Gutenberg Bible, around 1455. It changed everything. Literacy rates soared, knowledge spread faster than ever, and paper, once a fragile local invention, became the backbone of a new information age. As Europe explored the world, paper followed. By the 16th century, papermaking had reached Mexico via Spanish colonists. It spread across South America, Africa, and eventually North America, where the first paper mill was built near Philadelphia in 1690. In America, paper played a critical role in revolution, quite literally. Think about it. The Declaration of Independence. The Federalist Papers pamphlets by Thomas Paine, like Common Sense, all printed. all on paper. By the 19th century, demand for paper had exploded. Handcrafted sheets couldn't keep up. Enter the four-denier machine, an invention from England in the early 1800s. This machine produced paper in continuous rolls, not sheets, revolutionizing the industry. Even better, a new raw material came into play: wood pulp. Now, instead of relying on rags and old fabrics, companies could use trees, a renewable, accessible source, to churn out paper at scale. From newspapers to packaging, books to notebooks, paper became everywhere, affordable for everyone. Here are a few things you probably didn't know about paper. In ancient China, paper wasn't just for writing. They used it for tea bags, windows, and even armor. The term paper money also began in China around the 7th century, long before Europe caught on. Today, the world produces over 400 million metric tons of paper each year. That's enough to wrap around Earth multiple times. And get this, recycled paper uses 70% less energy and water than producing new paper from wood pulp. You might think paper is dying in the age of screens, but it's not. Yes, we read more on phones and tablets, but paper remains essential in printing, packaging, education, and art. In fact, some studies show that people retain more when they read on paper compared to digital screens. Even in a digital world, paper holds power. From mulberry bark in ancient China to the books in your backpack and the notepad on your desk, paper has been quietly shaping the world for nearly 2,000 years. It's a story of innovation, spread, revolution, and resilience. Thanks for watching Built by History. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the invention of paper, like, subscribe, and let us know in the comments, what invention do you want us to explore next? Until then, keep turning pages and stay curious.